All right, so Samba Pa Ti by Santana. This is off the Abraxas album, 1970. Just a great song, you know, a real landmark for rock guitar, I think. And I remember when this came out, I was always blown away with his playing because he was so melodic, almost like he was using the guitar as like a vocalist would use his voice, you know, like his parts sort of sing. They're very melodic. But at the same time, you know, it's very rock. It's, you know, he keeps throwing in those pentatonic rock licks, right? So it's sort of a combination of melody, dynamics, because his dynamics are like amazing, and that with a rock sort of sensibility about it, you know. So really different and unique guitar player, very spiritual guitar player. Really love Santana, especially his early stuff, Abraxas. But Santana 3, I think, will always be my favorite album. Just with that's when he had Neil Schon in the band as well. Just amazing guitar playing in that record. Anyways, so before I get going here, the sound I've got is I've got it on my neck pickup, and I'm going into my wah pedal. My wah pedal is all the way down in the full treble position. And the only other effect I've got on here is I've got a detune, +8, -8. Okay, so like just straight, it would be. Okay, and then with the detune, you know, it just gives it a bit of modulation. And then I've got, of course, a bit of reverb. But that's it, no other pedals. And the amp is barely any gain, just enough gain to get a sound, okay? And that's it. Okay, so let's get going on this. We're in the key of G here, and we'll just go over the basic chord progression. Like, I may have to do 2 videos on this. I might have to do 3. I don't know. There's a lot of licks in this one, especially at the end, right? Okay, so we're in the key of G for this one. And the basic progression is just like G, B minor, E minor, A minor 7. Okay, so that's the progression when we start out. And it's all, you know, if you get the right setting on your amp, it's all about how hard you pick, right? So if you pick lightly, you get no distortion. The more you pick harder, right? So you know you get completely different sounds by how hard you pick. Okay, and that's kind of the key to getting the right sound for this song. Okay, so the first lick is this. Okay, so we're in that G major scale. Okay, I'm not going to call a lot of frets on this one because it's really not super complicated. It's more about dynamics and feel. Okay, so we hammer on to that note, and then we pull it off to the open B, right? And then we've got this arpeggio, which is open G, hammer on, right? And then, okay, and then that whole thing repeats. And, you know, you got to be dynamic, right? And pick real light in those quiet areas. And then we get into this part. And we're here, right? Hammer on. And I use my little finger here because I can pull off better with that than I can my third. I get a cleaner pull off. And when I hit that note, I'm going to mute this E string with my middle finger, okay, just to quiet it down. So when I pull off, I'm just getting that note. Now, because if I don't mute that, right, you hear that noise that I'm getting from the E string? So when I mute it, you don't get any noise, right? Got a unison bend here on the A note, and the B note, and we just let the volume of that die out, and then we go. Pull off again while muting the E string. And we got, right, and I like to again bend that with my little finger because I get a stronger pull off, and I'm still muting that E string there, right? Okay, now we're going to go, and that's, okay, and then we're, okay, so, and then we've got this pull-offs, right, to open to D3 or B3. Those are all hammer-ons, right? And then we finish it off by going. We just hold that while it dies out, right? Yeah. Repeat the whole thing. And then there's this lick here. I just love that lick. It's such a cool lick. And that's overdubbed, right? You can tell that he threw that on there later because it's not part of the original guitar track, right? So what that is we're just in that E minor pentatonic or G major pentatonic shape, right? And we're gonna G string, B string, E string on the 12th fret, and then we're gonna bend the B string on 15. Right? It's like a pre-bend on the G string. Okay, and then we're into this again. But the timing on this is a little different. I didn't talk about the timing in the first lick, but I will now. The first time you do that, it's late. That pull-off's late. Right? But the second time, it's early. Okay, the best thing is to listen to the track to get the timing on that, but you'll notice the timing is different on both of them. And this second B note, we're going to trail it out, right? So it's... Okay, and then... And instead of going... We're going to go... We're going to fret that note on the E string, the 5th fret. Okay, then that again. And now we're going to go... Right? And then... And then that'll bring us into... And that's just a... that's the, what is that? 8th fret, B string to the 10th, 9th, or 7th of the E. Unison bend. Then unison bend on that note, on the F sharp note. and let that bend down. And while we're doing that, there's another guitar doing the same thing, doubling it. But it goes up. Okay. And then it does it again. And the upper guitar, instead of going, it goes. Just drifts that down, right? And then we finish off that sequence by going. Okay, and that's the whole sort of melodic part of the solo, of the song. And then it gets into the the improvisational stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here, and we're going to pick up the next part in part 2 of the lesson. Okay, so yeah, hope you get something out of this, and hopefully we'll see you in part 2.